All right, welcome back to the Bruin Insider Show, and great to bring on one of the big players up front on the defensive line, Jake Busic, great enough to join us. Jake, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Thanks so much.
Great to meet you. So what's the preferred nomenclature? Because I hear edge, pass rusher, outside linebacker, defensive end. What do you call yourself?
I just say, I don't even know what I say. I kind of mix it up. I like to call myself a pass rusher. That's what I love to do. That's my favorite part about the position is getting the ability to rush the passer. But when people ask me, I just say defensive end. And then for those who don't know, I just pick their NFL team and then give them a player. So, like, for all the Baltimore people, because that's where I'm from, just be like, I'm Terrell Suggs, basically.
That's a pretty good comparison for yourself. Yeah. So, one game under your belt already. Got your first sack in a Bruin uniform. How was that first experience playing for UCLA?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was just awesome to be able to put on the pads again. You know, it's been a really long time. At an amazing school with a bunch of amazing people. You know, I made a ton of new friends and being able to take the field with them. I did fall camp with them, spring ball with them, lifts with them, and that was the first time putting the pads back on and doing it with a great group of guys. You know, it was fantastic.
And in that game, it just seemed like you guys, quarter by quarter, got a little bit better to the point that you had really suffocated them by the time you got to the fourth quarter. Hawaii's offense, that is. How did you see you guys play defensively in that first game?
Oh, what I loved is we never got down. Obviously, we didn't start the way we wanted to start. If we had it our way, we would have held them scoreless, you know. But every time they scored, we never got down on ourselves. You know, we were just like, let's go. Like, we still got this all the way to the very end of the game. We kept that same energy, and I thought we played better towards the end of the game. You know, our communication was a lot better. We were flying around, and that's something we're looking to carry over to Indiana.
So you come over from Navy, a lot of time there, and a very nice career you had there. What's it like playing for the Mids?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, because that's such a tight-knit group of guys. You know, we do a lot together. We do a lot more than just school and football. I mean, there's also the military aspect. So, you know, there's guys that I do summer trainings with, go shooting with, you know, just like doing some really crazy stuff with. You know, the same guys that I'm taking the field with on Saturdays or whenever we play. So it's an amazing culture over there. Great group of guys. We had this last bye week. I got to watch them play. They played Temple. They did fantastic. It was awesome watching them play. I was yelling at the TV, watching Justin Reed. He was my backup when I was playing, and he took my spot when I went down. And just watching him play the way he did, it's awesome.
On the outside, it seems like it takes a very specific, special type of person to go to the Naval Academy and play football. Why was that a path for you?
It was I'm from Maryland. That door opened. I didn't think I was going to take it. I remember when I got the offer, and actually Army came first. I remember getting that offer, and I was like, no way. Like, it's cool, you know, Army, Navy, like, those are cool offers, but no shot I go there. And just the more I did, the more research I did, the more I visited, the more I just ended up loving it. And when you get there, you realize that, oh, maybe I jumped the gun. Like, maybe this isn't for me. And a lot of people will go through that. Like, this kind of sucks when you first get there. It's you go through, like, that kind of boot camp phase. We call it plebe summer.
Yeah, not fun being a plebe,
Not
right?
fun being a plebe, no. But it's the guys that get you through it, you know. So a lot of people don't even see themselves going there and then end up going. And then a lot of people don't see themselves staying and end up staying. So that's just how tight-knit the culture is over there.
And here at UCLA, there's members of the staff that have connections to Navy. Was that something that helped bring you here to Westwood?
Absolutely. Not only in the recruiting process, because Coach Ken Diamanalolo, when he was here, I'm sure he was in Chip's ear saying, hey, like, let's get Busic over here. But, yeah, that's a reason why I was recruited. It's also a reason why I came here. You know, it's like a little slice of home, and I know that the culture that we had over there at Navy, you know, if this has to be at least something like it with all the Naval Academy grads that we have on staff. And it is, you know, and just seeing Bryce every day. And I was telling the guys over there that we have, like, inside jokes, like Navy inside jokes. So it's just a nice thing to have whenever you're having, like, maybe a rough day. And someone just cracks a Navy inside joke in the facility. It's nice.
So last year at Navy, of course, had the major injury. And I read first time you'd have something like that in your entire football playing career. How did you find your way through that rough patch, and how do you feel like you've become maybe a better player or better person because of it?
It helped me realize that, you know, even though football's over, I could still be a part of this team. You know, football's not who I am. I can I can help in other ways. You know, I could do other things. And like you said, I've never been injured. I've had my fair share of injuries, from whether like little things here and there, stuff that maybe kept me out of a practice, but never a game. And I would call myself, like, I would tell people, oh, I don't get injured. I never get injured. And then this happened. And I was like, I almost didn't believe it at first when I found out that my entire season was over. But what got me through it is just watching the guys play. You know, just still trying to be a part of the team, helping out the young defensive ends that were behind me, like I mentioned Justin Reed earlier, and him coming off the field like man, I can't get any pressure on this quarterback. And then I'm watching, and to answer your other question, how it made me a better football player is being able to watch from kind of a coach's point of view. You know, it's not just me on the field. Now it's me on the sidelines, and I'm seeing things that Justin isn't seeing. And he would come to the sideline, and I'd tell him, like, look, do this move or try this out. And then he'd get a sack and be like, it worked. It freaking worked. And he'd come off the sidelines. But I don't take all credit for his sacks, so he's probably going to be mad if he sees this.
Partial
credit. You know, just that is what got me through it.
So when you're on the field, you're in a pass rushing situation, I'm curious, just how do you kind of decide in that split-second moment how you're going to attack that offensive lineman, whether it be a swim, speed, bowl? How does all that kind of come together in your mind and then get executed in an instant?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't want to give away any secrets over here. I don't want Indiana game planning for that. But every great pass rusher, this isn't a me thing. This is any great pass rusher has to have a speed, power, and a counter. You know, just perfect, you know, those three things. And depending on how you feel, maybe what the offensive line gives you, it could come down to what the formation is. Like, is someone going to try to chip you? Maybe a tight end, maybe a running back. That might change, you know, what your thought process while you're going. So it's kind of a lot to take in. Down in distance, you know, if it's 2nd and 3 or 3rd and 12, like, my pass rush is going to be different if I'm reading pass. Where are you on the field? Red zone, middle of the field, backed up. You know, so a lot of different things go into a pass rush. But, you know, you just take everything in, where we are on the field, down in distance, play call, and then you just read it from there. You kind of get a feel. You kind of have a move in mind, a counter move, power, and then you just take whatever they give you.
Yeah, so there is a reaction element. Maybe you've got an idea, but that can change in a split second.
Absolutely.
And you've got to be able to adjust.
Right.
All right, so you came in, and a few weeks after you got here, the staff changes, right? So how have you seen Deshaun? Obviously some staff holdovers sticking with him, some new coaches and staff members brought in. But on the outside, it seems like the culture has just been rock solid from day one. What's been your viewpoint about that?
Well, I remember I didn't know Coach Foster before he got here, but everyone else did. So I remember sitting in the team room, you know, and the athletic director comes out and says, we're introducing our new head coach. And Deshaun Foster comes out, and everyone jumps up, starts freaking out. Some guys might have even been crying. And I'm just like, because I have no idea who this man is. But watching the way that the team reacted to Coach Foster getting this head coaching job, I was excited, because I'm like, man, if these guys are this excited to play for this coach, like, sky's the limit when you have that kind of culture, that kind of respect for your coaching staff, you know, and the players. Like, I was super excited to get out here.
That defensive end, pass rusher room, whatever we want to call it, but those guys, I'm sure you heard about all the talent that was here last year at that position. Talk to me about your guys' room, yourself, but everybody else, and how you guys have worked hard to bring that pass rushing element to the defense and make it a strength for UCLA this year. Yeah,
I mean, obviously it is huge shoes to fill. I didn't know much about Liatu, to name one guy, when I first got here, but I remember when I got here, they're like, a bunch of guys were making jokes like, oh, big shoes to fill. Yeah. I'm like who was here? You know, I remember watching them on the film. I was like, sheesh, you know, but just being able to take over that, you know, our room, to take over that role, you know, the Murphy twins, Liatu, and us being able to, Carl Jones, being able to fill those shoes and step into that role, you know, and take what we learned from them last year in their film and kind of mix it into our own playing styles. You know, it's been a lot of fun, and we do have big shoes to fill. And I like that. I like a challenge. I like, we all do. We all want to live up to what we were last year, you know, and that's a good motivator.
All right, so you've got your first game in a Bruin uniform under your belt, but you haven't made the run on the Rose Bowl field yet. Going to do that for the first time this Saturday. How much have you thought about that and what that moment's going to feel like for you?
Yeah, I've thought about it, because this is my first. I've already played my first UCLA football game, but this is my first home game. It's the first time that I get to say we don't lose at home. You know, so I got the first game jitters out over in Hawaii, and now I was saying earlier, I don't care where we play. If I get to say that I'm playing at home, it's a different feel, like playing, and it just happens to be the Rose Bowl, one of the greatest college football stadiums in general. So I'm super excited to take that field. I can't wait.
All right, we're excited to see you out there. Already your first career sack, many more to come.
Yes,
Jake,
sir.
thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.